Hi everybody, today we're going to be doing lesson 78, multiplying fractions and whole numbers. Okay, before we jump into number one, let's talk about how we write a whole number as a fraction. In our example, we're trying to find what 2/3 of 4 is. To do this, I'm actually going to use a multiplication problem. 2/3 times 4. But in order to multiply it as a fraction, I need to make 4 into a fraction. So my numerator will be 4, but my denominator is 1. This is because the division sign, or the fraction symbol, is read like a division sign. So if I was to do 4 divided by 1, I would get the whole number 4. So whenever you have a whole number, you will turn it into a fraction with the numerator, that whole number, and a denominator of 1. Okay, so let's look at the solution to this problem. So we know that 2/3 of 4 is greater than 2 because half of 4 is 2. And 2/3 is bigger than a half. So we also know that 2/3 of 4 is less than 4 because it's a fraction. So we're going to multiply to find the answer. So notice, 2/3 of 4, right here, there's our original problem. The 2/3 comes straight down. Okay, we bring that 2/3 down. Of equals times. Whenever you see the word of, you're going to multiply. Remember that, that's important. Okay, and then our whole number 4 comes down into 4 over 1. So I have 2 times 4 equals 8. 3 times 1 equals 3. So I have 8 and 2, or 8/3 as my fraction. But I can't have 8/3, I have to reduce that into a mixed number. So how do I solve that? Let's erase this really fast. And 8 divided by 3. 3 goes into 8 twice. 2 times 3 equals 6. Subtract. 2 is my remainder. 2 becomes my numerator. And the 3. So my mixed number is 2 and 2/3. Okay, example 2. The base of a triangle is 8 inches long. The height of the triangle is 2 inches. Use the formula area equals 1/2 base times height to find the area of the triangle. So area equals 1/2 base times height. Now I know you're thinking, Mrs. Pendry, we did this yesterday. Why are we doing it again? And we're doing it because we are going to be multiplying by a fraction. So let's start solving this, and then we'll walk through the solution. So 1/2 equals 2 times 8. That should actually be 8 times 2 because it is base times height. And we know that we do our parentheses first. So area equals 1/2 times 16. Remember, parentheses mean to multiply. So let's go on to the next slide and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so we've already gotten to this step right here. Okay, we did that on the last slide. So we're at area equals 1/2 times 16. But the next step is to write the 16 as an improper fraction. So even though they have it written there, I'm going to go ahead and write it down here so you can see a little more clearly. So A equals 1/2 times, remember parentheses means times, 16 over 1. So now I just multiply those out. A equals, that is an equal sign, I promise. A equals 1 times 16 over 2 times 1. A equals 16 over 2, which we reduce to 8. And we don't forget those units. This is a triangle. We are finding area. We were measuring in inches and its area, so we square them. Area equals 8 square inches. Okay, example 3. The students in Mr. Bennett's class are attending a class picnic. That sounds like fun. 50% of the students are playing volleyball, and the remainder of the students are playing softball. How many students are playing volleyball? So, the first thing we need to do is we're going to convert that percentage into a fraction. Okay? We know that 50% equals 50 over 100, which reduces, greatest common factor being 50, into 1/2. So, 28 students altogether are at the picnic. So we're going to multiply those 28 students times half to find out how many students are playing volleyball. Now, because this is a whole number, I need to convert it into a fraction, and every whole number has a denominator of 1. So we'll multiply this across. 28 times 1 equals 28. 1 times 2 equals 2. 28 divided by 2. 2 goes into 2 once. 1 times 2 equals 2. 0. Bring down the 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8, and we are done. So, 14 students played volleyball. Of course, your paper will be a little bit neater than mine since you are not limited to the amount of room. Okay, and just to make sure we're on the right track, I'm going to do the first problem in the lesson practice with you, problem A. So, problem A is right here on the board, 1/3 times 4. However, I'm going to rewrite it so it's just a little bit bigger. So, we have 1/3 times the whole number 4, but we have to turn 4 into a fraction, which always has a denominator of 1. Now I'm going to multiply. 1 times 4 equals 4. 3 times 1 equals 3. Now this is an improper fraction. I cannot leave it as an improper fraction. So now I have to divide. 4 divided by 3. 3 goes into 4 once. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract. I have 1 left. Becomes my numerator, and 3 becomes my denominator. So the answer to A is 1. It's a really sloppy one. And 1/3. All right, good luck. We'll go over this in the morning.